Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. We're going to go over PicoCTF, as you can see from the title, and we're going to try and do the obedient cat. It's our very first CTF from PicoCTF, and we're going to start here at number 1, and we're going to work our way all the way through all of the CTFs that they have to offer. All right, so let's look at the battlefield here real quick. Each one of these is the CTFs. You can click on it. It'll give you a little bit of description information. You want to pay close attention to the description. They give you a lot of really good information. And if you don't have a Linux box or something that you're working with that you have that you can run these CTFs or run code or things like that, we have a web shell. I'm going to be using the web shell I will probably be switching to my Ubuntu or my Kali box for the rest of these, but I do want to show you how to use the web shell in case that's what you want to do, which is fine. I may or may not use this depending on if it's easy or not moving forward. So let's go ahead and open up this. I'm already signed in. Once you click on that, open it up, it'll ask you for your username and your password for PicoCTF. Put it in, and then it's going to give you a little bit of information, but ultimately you'll end up with this prompt down there at the bottom. And with that, that's where we're going to start. So let's go back over here and let's open up Obedient Cat, and let's take a look at what it wants us to do. So the description. This file has a flag in plain sight, aka in the clear. So if you don't know what in the clear means, it just means that there's no encryption, there's no jumbling of the text. You can read it just fine. It's not ciphered. And then it gives you the download. Now, if you're working in your own, if you're working in a Linux machine, you can go ahead and click that. That's where, if you're working right, that's where we're going to download it anyway. So you might as well. You can also just follow along with us, and we're going to go through the process and download it in the terminal anyway. So it's up to you, whatever way you want to go about it. So in some of these, not all of them, they give you hints, and hints, don't feel less for looking at the hints, because the hints give you really good information. And if your goal is to learn, then hints don't matter anyway. You're trying to learn, and going through these and trying to figure them out as much as you can on your own, that's fine too. But hints are, sometimes hints are needed. Some of these are challenging, and if you're learning, you may not know every avenue that you have to go. So hints aren't a bad thing. Don't feel lesser for using the hints. We're going to look at them most of the time. We're going to look at them anyway. So any hints about entering a command into the terminal, such as the next one, will start with a $sign. Everything after the $sign will be typed, or you can copy and paste it into the terminal. All right, so let's look at 2. 2 is to get the file accessible in your shell. That's what we were talking about a minute ago. Enter the following in the terminal prompt, and we're going to use wget. Remember, it's after the $sign. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to start at the W, and we're going to come down here and copy. There we go. We got it. So that's what we need to download it in our terminal. All right, so let's go to the last one. And it's giving us a short hint, and it's just man space cat. Now, man is a way for you to look at the manual of the application that you're wanting to look. So the program we're using is called cat. And so very simply, manual for the cat application. And we're going to look at that real quick too before we go. So there's a couple of things we're going to use. We're going to use cat. We're going to use ls, which stands for list. Cat, by the way, stands for concatenate. And and then there's man. So we can use man, cat. It sounds really weird, but that's the command. And it'll give us the manual for cat. So if you want to learn a lot more about it, you can come in here and you can look at this. Now, there's a lot of resources out there, and I may or may not put out a video or a blog about usage of this, because sometimes the examples are kind of weird, and so they're a little bit confusing, way more than they need to be, and they don't always have examples on usage. Oh, they do show up here, cat option file, right? Pretty simple. So cat, any of your options, and then the file you want to use. So this one's pretty simple. We lucked out with that, but they may not always be that simple. So we hit Q to get out of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit ls. And as you can see, there's nothing in mine. There might be something in yours. You might have readme.txt. That's built in, and it's not really a part of us finding the solution here. So earlier we went in and we copied the information we needed from the description, from the hint. Now we just need to go ahead and paste that into the terminal, and then you just have to hit enter. And then you can see that it goes through the process. It downloads the flag. The flag the file is called flag. So we're downloading the file flag. All right, now what we want to do is we want to use our application, and we're not going to run any cap. We're not going to run any flags with this. We just want it to open or read that file. Specifically is what it's doing, is it's just reading it to the terminal here. So we want to do flag. So flag, now it's going to print out everything that we can see in it. So that's our flag right there. And the flags are going to look like that. So they're going to say PicoCTF, just like the logo here. And then they're going to have curly brackets. You're going to be able to see right here. Sorry, I can't. There we go. And on the end there, and there's going to be random text inside. So the whole thing is the flag, although the important part is the part in between the curly braces. You have to paste the whole thing though. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get this right here. Keep doing that. I don't know why. And then we're going to go ahead and paste it in there, and then we're going to hit submit. And there it is. Now, like I said before, that's a really easy CTF. They're not always going to be this easy. If you look, this one's only 5 points, but it's getting us used to the tools. It's getting us used to the terminal. We've learned the ls command. We've learned cat. As we move through these, you're going to learn more tools, and learning those tools is going to help you when we get into the bigger CTFs. They're going to be valuable. So keep track of the tools that you're learning in here. I don't know if you need to write them down in a notebook and write down what they do. Redo the CTF several times and go through it and learn exactly what it is that they're trying to teach you in this CTF, and you're going to be golden moving forward. So that's it. That's all there is for this CTF. As you can see, when you come in, close that. When you come in, we now have 5 points on the board. So that's pretty exciting too, I think, right? Some of these are going to get pretty high in points, and they're going to go up fairly quickly. So we're going to move on to Python wrangling in the next video. So I'll see you there. Thanks a lot.